Please join us in saluting the coaches, volunteers, and especially the players, past and present, who have made American Legion Baseball a century-strong legacy. To play American Legion Baseball, please stand up, and let's give all these folks a big round of applause. Don't forget, we'll be back here tomorrow night, game time 7 o'clock, against the post-8 Swines. And we'll travel to Union Park, Catawba College on Friday night to play Rowan County.
Hey, you got a little one there.
Also, help support Lights for American Legion Baseball. They are very nice. Red, white, and blue Yeti cooler that we're going to be giving away the last home game of the season. Tickets are $5. Come up here to the concession stand, get your name in the hat. The last game, somebody's going to give them a nice cooler to take home with them. Also, pick up the souvenir baseball cap. $20. Just come up to the concession stand, let us know.
Welcome back to Rich Park here in Mocksville, North Carolina, home of Mando Field and home to the Mocksville-Davie American Legion for this summer. Mocksville-Davie tonight coming in with a record of 2-6. They've played Concord once before. Let me get you that information right here. That was game number 3 of the season, all the way back on May 18th. That was a 12-2 loss. That game was in Concord. That went a total of 5 innings. Mocksville scored their 2 runs in the top half of the 4th inning. They went 2 hits, 2 runs on 7 hits and an error, while Concord scored in every inning but 1 for 12 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error. They had a 5-run 3rd inning, that is, which bolted them to a 8-0 lead at the end of 3. 6 runs following in suit after that, 2 for Mocksville and 4 for Concord. Awaiting here for umpires here at Mando Field. While we wait for the umpires, let's get you the lineups. First up for Concord, center fielder leading things off is going to be Maddox Harwood. Right behind him will be Trey Wattis. Watts, that is, apologies. Chase Kawicki will be batting 3rd, playing right field for Concord. Batting 4th will be Mason Lockram. He'll be in behind the dish. In short will be Connor Frey. Behind him over at first will be Easton Honeycutt. At second, that will be Wes Teeter. Paul Cobalt being the DH, batting 8th. Then closing out the lineup in 9th will be Colton Campbell, playing over in left. Pitching for Concord, that will be Brandon Hurd. As for Mocksville, it's going to be Noah Owens in right. Manny Morales, the DH, batting 3rd. David Thiel behind the plate. Over in first will be Braden Carter. On the flip side at 3rd, it'll be Nick Nelson. Shortstop will be Joseph Johnson. Over in left, Ryan Robinson. Center will be Ryan Williams. And over at second will be the other Johnson, that being Jonas Johnson. On the mound tonight will be James Spencer. 1.2 innings pitched so far on the summer. Has a 4.2 ERA. 6 runs given up over that 1.2 innings, one of those being earned. Once again, still waiting here for the umpires. So we'll take a quick break, and I'll be back whenever we get set for pitch number 1 between Mocksville and Concord. Welcome back here to Mando Field as we're set for first pitch between Concord and Mocksville.
How y'all doing?
As for Mocksville here, going to take a look around the outfield going left to right. First, Ryan Robinson will start things out in left. Over in center will be Ryan Williams. Right field, Noah Owens. Going around the horn in the infield, starting at third, Nick Nelson. Over at short, it will be Joseph Johnson. Second base will be Jonas Johnson. And over at first, rounding things out will be Braden Carter. The batter tonight behind the dish, that's David Thiel. On the mound, that's James Spencer, who's coming in for his second appearance this season. So far, has thrown 1.2 innings, has given up 6 runs, 1 being earned for a 4.2 ERA over the season. On the other side, set to start things off will be Maddox Harwood, Trey Watts, and Jace Kowichi. They'll be playing center, third, and right. Rounding out the lineup for them will be Mason Lockram, Connor Frey, Easton Honeycutt, Wes Teeter, Paul Kubel, and Colton Campbell. On the mound for Concord will be Brandon Hurd. Umpires just now showing up have completed the national anthem and a player code, so we're set for first pitch here in just a few moments between Coach Lovelace's Mocksville squad and Concord. Once again, these two squads have played once prior, and that resulted in a 12-2 win in favor of Concord. That was game number 3 of the season, night number 2, on Sunday, May 18th. Now it's at A.L. Brown High School. Concord caught on the board in the bottom of the second inning after Wes Teeter walked. Paul Kubel singled to center field, and Trey Watts grounded into a fielder's choice, each scoring 1 run. Concord scored 5 runs on 6 hits in the bottom of the third inning. Teeter singled, scoring 1 run. Honeycutt doubled, scoring 1 run as well. Then Kubel singled, scoring 1 as well. Then Harwood singled, bringing home 2. Concord would score 2 more in the bottom of the 4th on a homer by Honeycutt. Cole Cashin earned the win for Concord. The starting pitcher allowed 5 hits and 2 runs over 4 innings, striking out 4 while walking 2. Owens pitched 3 1/3 in relief for Mocksville. The reliever surrendered 10 hits and 9 runs while striking out 3, walking 2. Hunter Daywalt took the loss for Mocksville. He went 1 inning, surrendered 3 runs on 2 hits. He struck out none while walking 2. Morales and Thiel were forced together in the lineup as they each collected 2 hits for Mocksville. Williams and Nelson drove in 1 run each, while Mocksville turned 1 double play defensively. Concord piled up 13 hits in the game. The 9-hitter of Kubel led Concord with 3 hits each and 3 at-bats. Honeycutt and Teeter were a 1-2 punch in the lineup as they each drove in 3 runs for Concord. Lockram and Elb each collected multiple hits, as well as stole multiple bases. They stole 7 bases back on Sunday, May 18th. As for tonight, the man behind the plate, Thiel, he's allowed the most stolen bases this season by a catcher with 11. As we're here awaiting top of the first for James Spencer and the rest of Mocksville-Davie. Leading things off for Concord, that will be Maddox Harwood. One of the few names that I mentioned previously in the game highlight, but back on May 18th. Once again, that was a 12-2 Mocksville loss. David Thiel pop time so far here early on sits at a 2.82. That's one of the slower ones on the team. One of the reasons why there's been 11 stolen bases against him on the season, alongside a long and slow delivery by a lot of our starting pitchers from the stretch. As we get set for the top of the first, it's Maddox Harwood, the center fielder. First pitch downstairs, ball 1. James Spencer just at the 50% strike rate so far, down and just able to even that up there. Swinging strike evens the count, 1-1. Right on left matchup here to start the game at 7-11. Catches the inside corner. Thiel able to stick it very well there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arwood wearing number 18 for Concord as that's fouled straight back. Able to keep the count alive, 1-2. Nelson at third, Johnson and Johnson rounding out the middle infield for Mocksville. Joseph over at short, Jonas at second. As the 1-2 is fired in, just misses outside off the plate. Count evens, 2-2. First base tonight, that's Braden Carter from Mocksville. Swing and a miss, strikeout 1, a leadoff strikeout from James Spencer. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the first. Here comes Trey Watts to the dish, the third baseman. Sliding mid in the back right, one of those you have to be worried about a lot of speed. So far 0-1 here through 5 pitches. Goes right over the back of him. Easy miss there, ball 1. Man on deck, that's Jace Kuishi, the right fielder for Concord. The 1-0. Outside nearly draws a swing. Instead gets a call from the home plate umpire, a ball and a strike. Swing and a miss. And just like the last batter, 2 straight strikes after the initial ball. Puts Spencer ahead in the count, 1-2. Popped up right field side, chasing after the first baseman Carter. That's going to get out of play as the count remains 1-2. I don't know if I spelled it right. The 1-2. Outside misses his own, 2-2. I don't think I spelled it right. 2-2. Counts even here with 1 out. Does that catch you outside corner? It does. That sits him down looking. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the top of the first. That'll bring up Jace Kuishi.
Number 3, Jace Kuishi.
Looking for a quick inning here in the top of the first. Mocksville winning their last game, a resounding one, 18-8. Once again, that was last night. Though end up walking 9, they had a huge outburst offensively. So far down in the count 1-0. Just missing the top of the zone. First time all night, he's down in the count 2-0. All 3 batters he's faced thus far has had a 1-0 count. So far has been able to bounce back and strike out the first 2. That's going to be chopped foul. Goes off, I believe, his foot and kicks foul. 2 balls and a strike. That's the mouse.
You made that other window. I saw text, that's why I didn't answer the phone.
Oh, no, you're good.
Here's a 2-1. Pop straight back into the netting. Count evens 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes has happened back to the last 2 batters, each resulting in a strikeout. That's Harwood and Watts. Trying to find a quick 1-2-3 upstairs. Full count. Let's see what happens here on the 3-2.
Just set it down over, I'll get it.
The payoff pitch. Popped up third base side, giving Chase Nelson. We'll leave it off to foul ground as that goes out of play. Count remains full. A long at bat here. Here comes the 7th pitch. Spencer shaking off, has got his sign, fires it in, pops straight back into the netting once again. Able to stay alive. Counts full once again. On deck, that's the catcher, Mason Walkram. Trying to find a way to get something going here in the first for Concord. Mox looking for a quick shutdown inning. That catches the outside corner, sits him down looking. 3 strikeouts in the first leads to a 1-2-3 inning for Mocksville. No runs, no hits, no errors. That will bring up Noah Owens, Manny Morales, and David Thiel to get things started for Mocksville at 0-0. Coming back here, bottom of the first. Mocksville with a quick 1-2-3 inning as Spencer was able to get a 3 punch-out inning. Thank you. Maybe. Started things off here for Mocksville. That will be Noah Owens, the right fielder. So far through the first, has not seen a bit of action. First pitch bounces down in the dirt from Brandon Hurd. Outfield positioning for Concord. Robinson in left, Williams in center. Mocksville's positioning. Campbell in left, Harwood center, Koichi over in right for Concord. Watts at third, Frey at short, Teeter at second, Honeycutt over at first. 1 ball and a strike here to Owens. One. Downstairs hits the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Waiting on deck, that's a TH, and Manny Morales batting for the man on the mound, James Spencer. On deck is David Thiel, the catcher. Line, shallow center field. That's going to drop in for a leadoff single. As a leadoff man's aboard here in the home half of the first. Gives Mocksville a huge chance here. They get some early advantage. Momentum going, that is. Here comes Manny Morales, the lefty. The left-on-left action is downstairs, ball 1. That's stopped up by Lockram. 1 ball, no strikes. pickoff move nearly gets away from Honeycutt. Able to jump up and hold on to that one as Owens got back into the bag safely. Inside clips Morales. He'll take his base on the 1-0 count. Pushes runners to first and second now as David Thiel comes to the dish. First pitch offering upstairs to Thiel. 1 ball, no strikes. First baseman of Honeycutt playing about even with the grass. Here on pitch 2, standing back behind Morales. The 1-0 popped up left field, chasing after Campbell. Dancing in front of him, able to make the grab out number 1. Runners will stay put. First and second, 1 out now for Carter.
First base number 5, Brady Carter.
Brandon Carter at the dish playing first base for Mocksville. Has a 1 out here in the first. Owens on second, Morales at first. The left on right matchup here, trying to get something going. Popped up right field. That should at least move him over as that Koichi's underneath of it. Makes the grab. Throw comes in, nearly gets away as that's going to be stopped up by Frey. First and third now, 2 outs. For the contact hitting Nick Nelson.
Third base number 22, Nick Nelson.
Here comes the third baseman trying to get something going here. So far, 1 hit in the home half of the first. Trying to keep that going. Stepping off the back of the mound is Hurd. From the left side of the rubber, awaiting the first pitch is Nelson, lined right side. That's going to get out of play, nearly hits the light pole. The ball is in a strike. First batter we've seen tonight, 0-1. That's here in the bottom half of the first. First and third here, that's just misses downstairs. As the count evens 1-1. After a single and hit by pitch, it's been 2 straight flyouts. As that just misses upstairs. Look good from here. 2 balls and a strike. After going down 0-1, it's been 2 straight pitches upstairs. As Nelson is trying to get something going here in the home half of the first. As for Nelson, he's batting a .222 so far in the season. Chopped right back in front of the mound. Says it tipped him in the box. Foul ball. Bird jumped off of the mound like he was herding up a bunch of sheep. Runner on first, Morales. Honeycutt holding him on. Over at third, it's Owens after a leadoff single in the center field. Count evens 2-2. Pop straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Line in the right field. That's going to score 1. Marks was on the board early. It's 1-0. After a 2-out single from Nelson, that brings home Owens as it's 1-0 here in the home half of the first, bringing up Joseph Johnson. Here comes Johnson to the dish. Runners first and second now. As pickoff move over the second, just keeping him honest, never end up throwing it. As for Joseph on the season, betting a .368 on base percentage, head over 400, and that should add to it. That's going to drop in the right center field gap. Coming around third, as there's no throw in, a stand-up double coming around third as the ball gets away. Play at the plate is late as it gets away from the catcher, as Johnson will move his way up to third. A stand-up double bringing home 2 as it's 3-0 here in the first. Here comes Robinson up to the dish, the 7-hole for Mocksville. They have a 3-run first inning here off of the man on the mound of Brandon Hurd. First pitch offering here upstairs, ball 1. The 1-0 downstairs, nearly getting away from locker room. He'll keep it in front of him. The runner on third, that's Joseph Johnson, who doubled just a better ago, reaching third on a throwing error. 3-0. 2 RBI double from Joseph Johnson and an RBI single from Nick Nelson. And back-to-back at bats with 2 outs. That gets a piece of his glove. Catcher's interference will put Robinson on first. Here are 2 outs. And that brings home Johnson on the catcher's interference. Three straight RBIs from 3 straight batters with 2 outs. Brings up Ryan Williams. As it sits 4-0 here in the home half of the first. Bullpen already starting to warm up for Concord.
High school, they put him back there to catch a few times, and he
Vance.
got hit several times.
Stepping back in here to the plate, everything stands 4-0 in the home half of the first. Coming down to the 8-hole. It's Ryan Williams. Runner goes, pitches outside, the throw into second is in time. Caught stealing from Robinson. Plays to the end of the first, 4-0 going to the top of the second. Coming up here, top of the second, Mocksville with a 4-0 lead after 3 straight RBIs from Nelson, Johnson, and Robinson. Leads to a great chance here from Spencer. No balls and a strike here to the 4-hole of Lockram. So far, 3 strikeouts from Spencer. Called a strike, and just like that, it's 0-2. Spencer so far, 22 pitches thrown. Gonna try and see how many strikeouts here. So far, 3 on the season. That doubles his season total as he's up to 6 so far in the season. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's 1 appearance so far coming against the Gardner Nationals team, and that coming back on May 31st. That breaks the hitless streak here into the second. A 2-strike single puts a runner on base, and that's Mason Lockram.
Shortstop, number 1, Connor.
There comes Connor Frey, the shortstop for Concord. A right-on-right matchup. Runner on first, Towery, after a leadoff single with 2 strikes. Big swing and a miss there. Had him dancing in his boots. 0-1. Trying to see here if the runner goes. As for Thiel, he has one of the higher pop times for Mocksville. Good work there from Spencer, able to mix up the timings. If you can't rely on your catcher, got to find a way to mix things up on the mound. Runner goes. Popped up right field. Owens chasing after it, running in, has a chance to double him up at first. Throw is... would have been in time, but not able to hold the bag, nor the ball was Carter. But able to get 1 out there. He popped up into right from Frey, nearly doubles up Lockram back at first.
First base number 30, Eason, Honeycutt.
Here comes the first baseman of Honeycutt. Pickoff move. Keeps him honest. Carter holding out to the ball. Gives it back to the man on the mound of Spencer. Awaiting a stolen base attempt at seconds. Johnson and Johnson. Another pickoff move. Keeping him honest. Still waiting the first pitch here to Honeycutt. Four runs on 3 hits so far for Mocksville. From the stretch. Waiting. Here's the delivery. Inside, gets away from Thiel. And a pass ball puts the runner on second. As Towery was able to read that past the glove of Thiel. 1 ball, no strikes. A 1-0. Outside, gets away from Thiel, and just like that, it's 2-0. Back in the top half of the first. Spencer went 1-2-3 with 3 Ks. So far, down in the count, 2-0 with a runner on third after reaching with 2 pass balls. Spencer working from the windup, the 2-0. Line to the second baseman of Johnson. He'll make the grab for 2 outs. Trying to leave the runner stranded on third. 2 outs here in the top of the second. And that just catches the bottom half of the zone. And we're back ahead here, 0-1 to Wes Teeter, the second baseman. Down to the 7 hole. Stealing home. Was he able to save a stolen base of home from Connor Frey. And that brings home Concord's first lead. First score of the night, that is. 4-1 here in the top of the second. Still a 3-run lead here for Mocksville. And that's 4-1 here in the top of the second. Catches the outside corner, 1-2. Trying to retire him here and get the first strikeout of the second. So far, 2 outs. Pop up right field side. Hits the top of the backstop, 1-2. Swing and a miss. That sets him down. Gets another strikeout. But 1 run does come across off of the windup of Spencer with a runner on third. 4-1 going bottom of the second as Spencer is up to 4 Ks so far through 2. Before 1 is your Mocksville lead here in the home half of the second. A 4-run first inning. As for Concord, their 1 run coming off of a stealing home, that is. That was Connor Frey. First pitch misses to Williams. It's 1-0. The left on right matchup here. As a 1-0 comes in, just missing outside, 2 balls and no strikes. We will see the leadoff man back here in the second. He singled into center. That was Noah Owens. Downstairs in the dirt, 3-0. Mocksville will be back in store here at home. That would be against Post 8 Swines tomorrow night, 7 p.m. They played Post 8 on the second, an 18-8 win. 3-0. Catches the top half of the zone, 3 balls and a strike. Popped up right field side, coming in foul ground. Honeycutt calling him off is a man behind the plate of locker room. Makes the grab behind the plate for 1 out. Here comes the 9-hole of Jonas. First pitch low and out, ball 1. The 1-0 here. Fouled straight back on a pitch upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Brandon Hurd so far has yet to get a strikeout, as both sides as well have not given up a walk. Off-speed pitch catches the heart of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wanting a pitch outside. The pitch fouled down the first base side, out of play. As well do it again. And as for Jonas, he's batting a 125 on the season. He has 2 hits, a single, and a double. That's a swing and a miss. Sits him down swinging. First strikeout of the night from Brandon Hurd.
Right fielder number 2, Noah Owens.
This will bring up the leadoff man for Mocksville of Noah Owens. He's singled in the center field, back in the first. That was on a 2-1 count. Back to the left-on-left matchup here that we've seen just an inning ago. First pitch, outside, ball 1. So far, we await the pitch from Hurd, the 1-0. Not able to hold a swing there, a ball and a strike. So far, the only combination of this has ended up resulting in a strikeout, going ball and strike. The 1-1. Downstairs in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike here against the leadoff man of Owens. Man on deck, that's Manny Morales, the DH. Going to be another left-on-left matchup if Owens is able to find a way on base. Fly left center field. Chasing towards the hole, not going to be caught by the left fielder. Chasing in for 2, throw is going to be off the target. A 2-out double by Owens puts a runner in scoring position. 2 outs here for Manny Morales.
Designated hitter number 16, Manny Morales.
They scored most of the runs when we had 2 outs last inning.
Back last inning, there's 3 straight RBIs that occurred with 2 outs. Can we do the same here in the second? Trying to do so is Manny Morales. Off-speed pitch fouled off. No balls and a strike. Theo waiting on deck, got his shin pads on. Hopeful to take him off here and find a way to push one more across as Concord stole home in the top half of the second. The 0-1. Off-speed pitch blocked up by Lockram, but can't keep it in front of it. A stolen base from Owens puts a runner on third now. 2 outs for Morales. 1 ball, 1 strike. As for Morales, he got hit by a pitch on a 1-0 count back in the first. Ended up scoring. Grounded into right field. That's going to score 1. An RBI single for Morales. Scores Owens. It's 5-1 here in the second.
Catcher number 23, David Hill.
4th RBI with 2 outs. So far in this one through 2 innings. Good timely hitting so far from Mocksville. Trying to keep that going here. It steals to the dish. 2 out, runner on first. First pitch offering. Fly to right field side. Gets out of play. No balls and a strike.
He swings. He swings a lot of pitches. Gets close, he swings.
Bullpen still warming up here for Concord. Mocksville, it's lights out. As they're going to keep on rolling James Spencer. Pick-off move the first, keeping him honest. Morales gets back in safely. No balls and a strike here to Thiel. Waiting to see here if he takes off. Pitches upstairs, gets away from the catcher of Lockram as Morales will take second. Throw comes in, nearly gets away as that's going to be stopped up by the shortstop of Frey. A ball and a strike. That nearly ended up hurting Lockram as that got away from Teeter. A ball and a strike here to Thiel. The pitch just catches the outside corner on the breaking ball. 1-2. Runner on second, that's Morales after reaching on the wild pitch. Taking a decent side lead, not going. That's chopped down the third base side. Going to be a tough play for Watts. Firing it over the first, going to be picked out of the grass by Honeycutt for out number 3. That ground out to third will end the end of the second. Top of the third to go. It will be the 8-9-1 hole with Kubel, Campbell, and Harwood. 5-1 going top 3. Coming back here, top of the third. Spencer remains on the mound for Mocksville, but as for the other side for Concord, it appears that Herd's night might be done. Throwing the stuff down in the dugout, now talking with their head coach, it appears, as he'll take a seat on the bench. So far, 4 strikeouts on the night from Spencer. He'll have the 8-9-1 hole up due here in the third as it's 5-1, a 4-run lead for Mocksville. As he'll go up against Kubel, the DH, with the pencil bat. Out, called a strike outside. Wow, 0-1. The 0-1 downstairs in the dirt. Count evens a ball and a strike. So far, no walks either side from both Spencer and Hurd. 1-1. Just missing the outside. May have been low. 2-1. Got lucky on a called strike 1. Followed by that, it's been 2 balls downstairs and out. The 2-1. Chopped. Going to be a tough play. Gets back to it, and Spencer, he'll underhand flip it to Carter. Able to call a save. Carter not able to hold on to it. Wow.
Yep. Right here.
Left fielder number 6, Colton Campbell.
That's how you lose games right there.
Dropped it.
That's an out that we gotta have.
Here's the 9 hole for Campbell, the left fielder. Wrenching on the air, looks the way down a bunt. Pulled back as that was downstairs, ball 1.
Now I see why you call that a pencil. It looked like a pencil. Number 2 pencil.
Runner on first, that's Kubel. Looks the way down a bunt, and that's popped back into the netting. A ball and a strike.
They give it to you. You know, he ain't even supposed to be out there. Still. Okay.
Up to 40 pitches so far for Spencer through 2 innings of work. Just over 2 innings, that is. Should have had an out there at first. Carter ended up dropping it. Faked a run. Pitch outside, ball 2. Nelson chasing at third, awaiting the bunt. Shortstop of Johnson looks to be covering third. Jonas. Runner goes. Popped up. Gonna be a tough play. That's gonna drop over the head of Johnson at second. Into shallow center field. Throw in the second, trying to apply the tag. Not in time. Timely piece of hitting there. Puts the runner first and second off of the bat of the 9-hole of Campbell.
Batter, the center fielder, number 18, Maddox Harwood.
Up to the top of the lineup now for Harwood. Struck out back in the first. From the stretch. Looks like down another bunt. A good bunt at that. Back over for Spencer. A quick throw over the Carter. Gets out one. Puts runners second and third now with an out.
Third baseman number 5, Trey Watts.
Down to the 2-hole now for Watts. Strikeout back in the first. So for Harwood, he's 0 for 2. Although a needed out there for Concord, if you will. Puts runners in scoring position with 1 out. Just upstairs, ball 1. Campbell at second, Kubel on third after reaching on the air. And 1-0. Swing and a miss. Count evens, ball and a strike. Working from the stretch now with the runner on third. Not something that Spencer did back an inning ago. That's upstairs, ball 2. Inning ago in the second, Frey ended up stealing home after reaching the second on a pass ball and reaching third on a pass ball as well. Low and out, 3-1. Has a base to put him, but that will bring up Jace Kuishi. Here's the 3-1. Line to left field, heading toward a tall fence. At the fence, it's off the wall. That will bring home at least 1. Long bounce, chasing home, gonna be a play at the plate. Throw is not in time, gets away from Theo. A bases clearing triple. Brings home 2. It's 5-3 here in the third. Blake Little coming out for Mocksville-Davie, one of the assistant coaches. We'll take a quick timeout and be back here after this quick mound visit from Blake Little. Back here, working from the windup. Runner on third. Catches the outside corner just barely. No balls and a strike. The Jace Kuishi, the 3-hole batting right fielder, was struck out on a full count pitch back in the first. Downstairs, nearly gets away from Theo. It's right underneath of him. A ball and a strike. Had a quick first inning so far. It's been anything but that here through the second and third innings. Trying to work quicker here. That misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. Here comes a 2-1 to Kuishi. He's 0 for 1 so far. Grounds into second base. Able to keep it in front of him is Johnson. Was he able to beat the throw? He was not. A ground out to second. It's a second out of the inning, but that brings home Watts. A RBI ground out brings it to within 1. It's 5-4 here in the third.
Yes, number 12, Mason Milwaukee.
Base is empty now for the 4-hole of Lockroom. Singled into center field to start the second. Called a strike 0-1. The 0-1 here. Top half of the zone called a strike 0-2. Man on deck, that's Connor Frey, who ended up stealing home back in the second. Popped up high center field, heading over the head of Williams. That's going to drop at the base of the wall. A easy stand-up double. Will he chase for 3? He is. Throw in the second as it comes into third, able to keep it in front of him as it comes down into the third base dugout fence. Got a piece of locker room, it appears, as the ball comes all the way over to the dugout. A triple off the base of the center field wall right underneath of the 342 sign. Williams able to get it in quickly, but ends up throwing it into appears to be the wrong bag. Has a chance now to tie the game. Misses inside, ball 1. Here comes Connor Frey, the shortstop. Downstairs, nearly gets away from Theo. He'll keep it in front of him. As for Spencer, he's working from the stretch. The 2-0. Batter timeout here. Nearly coming up here to 9 batters through this inning. A 3-run inning. So the runner on third, 2 outs. Lined into left field. Is it going to drop in front? No, that's been caught by Robinson into left field. That's how the third inning will come to a top of the third inning will come to a close. 5-4 after 3 runs from Concord. 5-4 marks the lead going bottom of the third. Coming back here, bottom half of the third, Mocksville trying to increase their lead as it's slowly starting to come to advantage here. A 1-run lead at that here in the bottom half of the third. First pitch swinging over the head of the right fielder. That's going to drop in for a single. Seeing eye singles on the first pitch, little bloop shot over the first baseman of Honeycutt. That was Braden Carter. I think Nelson now up to the dish, had an RBI single in the right field back in the first inning. And that resulted in the first run scored for Mocksville. Trying to keep something going here. That was with 2 outs. Mocksville so far has at least 1 RBI with 2 outs in each of the 2 innings thus far. Swing and a miss. Back pick over the first. Gets away from the first baseman of Honeycutt as Carter will advance to second.
Come on, get him here.
Has a chance now. Runner in scoring position. Nobody out. As Carter now stands 180 feet away from home plate. No balls and a strike. I just got a mosquito bit. Right there.
I think I did too.
0-1. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. Throw nearly gets away and does from Fry. That's the new man on the mound for Concord. Behind the dish is Lockrum. That's going to start. I swell. Checking on the runner's Frey, the shortstop. Popped up, shallow center field. Harwood coming in after it. That's going to be caught by a sliding Harwood in right center field. Out number 1. Also bring up Joseph Johnson. He has a 2 RBI double into the right field back in the first. That made it 3-0 through the home half of inning number 1. Trying to find a way to score Carter, who stands on second. First pitch offering here, outside, ball 1. As for Brandon Hurd, he was the starting pitcher for Concord. He ended his night with 1 strikeout, no walks, but did give up 5 runs. Inside, ball 1. Ball 2, that is, apologies. As for Hurd, 2 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, the whole 5 being earned. The 2-0 catches the outside corner with the breaking ball. 2-1. Fry checking on his runner again as a 2-1 outside. 3 balls and a strike. Gotta be perfect here from Johnson. That being Joseph Johnson, that is. Batting .368 on the season. And he doubled back in the first. As for Johnson, he's had 3 doubles on the season. He's had 4 singles for 7 total. Knox has 8 RBIs, coming across 10 through tonight. That's the first walk of the night. That goes for Joseph Johnson. Puts runners first and second for Ryan Robertson. As for Robertson, he reached on a 1-0 catcher's interference, ended up bringing home 1 run. Once again, all 3 of the past batters and resulted in an RBI back in the first. That was a chance to score here in the home half of the third. Inside, ball 1, maybe a bit upstairs. Man on deck, Williams. He flew out to the catcher in foul ground back in the second. So he's 0 for 1. 1-0, downstairs in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes from the new man of Fry. From the stretch. Checking on his runner, holding him to second baseman of Teeter. He called a strike. Johnson wanted to go, but decided to hold back. 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. That pitch is outside, nearly gets away from Walker. About eats him up on his thumb. 3 balls and a strike. Man on deck is Williams. The second of the 2 Ryans. This is the same sequence that went to Joseph Johnson that resulted in a walk. What happened here? Indeed so. Bases loaded for 1 out. As for Williams, he flew out in foul ground in his last at-bat. That started off the second. Trying to avoid that here. Here comes the first pitch downstairs. Nearly gets away from Walker. Will keep the runners loaded. As for Williams, he's batting a .286 on the season. With runners in scoring position, batting a .333, has a chance to score 1. Nobody at first. Throw is into no man's land. Here comes the second run into home plate.
2 runs.
As the throw goes into third. Safe at third. Great base running there from Mocksville. Brings home a pair of runs for Mocksville as they increase their lead to 7-4. Here comes Jonas Johnson. As for Williams, he's increasing his lead. His batting average, that is, with runners in scoring position. Any ball put in play has a good chance of at least scoring 1 here, as long as it's not a double play ball to Frey or Teeter. Downstairs nearly gets away from Walker. Williams thought that was a pickoff move from the lefty. A ball, no strikes. So far has pushed home at least 1 run every inning for Mocksville. First and third, runner goes. Grounded into left field. That's going to bring home 1. Robinson's up scoring on the single. Great piece of hitting there from Johnson. It's 8-4 here in the home half of the third. Now we'll push the lineup back over to the top for Noah Owens. Noah Owens so far has had 2 at-bats. This is his 3rd at-bat in 3 innings. He doubled in the left center field and singled to center. Will he pull something in the right and bring home another one? First pitch offering. Catches the outside corner. Strike 1. Williams on second. Johnson over on first. Both Johnsons end up reaching on base here in the third. Downstairs, ball 1. As for Joseph, he had a walk about halfway through the inning thus far, and Jonas had a RBI single just a batter ago. A ball and a strike here to the leadoff man of Noah Owens. Breaking pitch catches the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4-run lead so far here for Mocksville. They had a 4-run lead after the first, and they found a way to claw their way back to 4 once again. So far here, both teams have scored 1 run in the second and 3 in the third. As a 1-2. Misses the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still with an out here to Owens. Fry trying to get something going here and find a way to end Concord's struggle in the home half of the third. Fry already up to 21 pitches thrown this inning alone. Pickoff move over the second. Ends up holding on to it as Fry was not able to get back to the bag. From the stretch, Fry's got his sign from Walker. Fires it in, grounded, third base into the hole on the left. Gonna test a throw at home. Throw is high, and Williams will treat back in the third. A little nearly threw his man into no man's land. As bases will be back to being loaded to the 2-hole man of Morales. That's Morales. He had an RBI single back in the second and hit by pitch in the first. Both the top two men have reached on base all 3 times through 3 innings. Has a chance to put on some more pressure. 4-run lead. Was able to hold it back. That goes into the netting. That will score 1. It's 9-4 here in the third. Biggest lead of the night for Mocksville. 5 runs. Second and third now. Infield playing in. Ball and a strike. Watts, Frey, Teeter, and Honeycutt going around the horn from the left to the right side. Left on left matchup, trying to pull anything in the right field. That's lined into shallow center field. That's going to drop in front of Harwood. That's going to score 1. The throw is coming in, and the throw is late. Runner into second, goes into shallow center field. Morales into second, standing from the throw from Lockram, and Mocksville brings home 2 more. It's 11-4 here in the home half of the third. Ninth batter of the inning. As long as we don't find a way into a double play here, we'll bat around. Down and out, ball 1. Theo so far tonight, he's flown out to left back in the first and grounded out to third to end the second. Trying to find a way to continue the inning here in the third. The 1-0. Upstairs, ball 2. Runner on deck, Braden Carter started the inning off with a single just over the head of the first baseman. A seeing eye single as his 2-0s outside 3-0. Runner on second, that's Morales. 3 RBIs in his last at bat. 1 coming from a pass ball and 2 from his RBI double. Oh, RBI single, that is, in the center field. Watches that one go by. 3 balls and a strike. 7-run lead here for Mocksville. A 6-run inning at that. Lined to short. Fires it over the first. Has gotten out, but that moves Morales over to third. Here now 2 outs for the 10th batter of the inning for Braden Carter. Popped over the left field side. That's going to go into the bullpen. No balls and a strike to Braden Carter. Watches that one, a ball and a strike. He singled on an 0-1 count back in this same inning. That started the inning. He flew out the right in his first at bat, but so far has looked solid since. Swung through that one, a ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs now, runner on third. Trying to poke home that run is Morales. Has 3 RBIs so far in the inning. That's outside, ball 2. On deck, if we are able to reach that point, that would be Nick Nelson. He flew out to right center field in the third. Grounded, going to be a play for Teeter. Fires at the first in time, able to hold on to it was Honeycutt. And that will end the third inning. 9 total runs scored to end the third. 3 for Concord, 6 for Mocksville, as Mocksville holds a 11-4 lead going into the top of the fourth. Coming back here, top of the fourth, a 6-run inning from Mocksville leads to a 11-4 lead. Pitch upstairs, called a strike, 0-1 against the leadoff man of the inning. That's Easton Honeycutt. Flew out to second, back in the second was Honeycutt. Catches the heart of the plate, and just like that, 0-2 here from Spencer. Foul tip.
Foul ball.
Throw is not in time. I thought I heard a foul tip. Must have got a piece of Theo's glove. Theo not able to get a piece of, hold on to it cleanly, that is. Got the strikeout, but reached on the drop, third strike. Down to the 8 hole for Kubel. Teeter, that is, apologies. Misses outside, ball 1. Bullpen slowly starting to warm up here for Mocksville. From the stretch, runner on first, Honeycutt. Low and out, Thiel able to hold on to it, fires it back. 2 balls, no strikes. Decent size lead from Honeycutt, slowly working it out. Staying put for now as that's fouled back. 2 balls and a strike. Teeter struck out to end the second. Went out on a 1-2 count. 10. Swing and a miss. Count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes here against Kubel. Teeter, that is. Man on deck is Kubel, the DH. That's for Teeter playing second base, who ended up ending the 6-run inning in the third. Keeping him honest over at first was Spencer. 3 innings of work, 4 hits, 4 runs, 1 being earned, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. So far in the night from Spencer. Low and out, full count. Three count back in the first resulted in a strikeout to Koichi. Fouled back. Time to do it again. Count remains full. Payoff pitch upcoming. Spencer shakes off his sign. He's got the one he's wanted. Big lead at first. Runner stays put. Grounded over the first. Gonna take it to first. And gets the force out at first. One out. Puts a runner on second. That's Honeycutt.
Designated for 13. Paul Kubal.
Here comes Paul Kubel. He reached on an error back into third. That was catching error on the first baseman of Carter. That started the stretch through the third. The one with the pencil bat swings over the changeup 0-1. The 0-1 downstairs, a ball and a strike.
We were the one that had the pencil back.
No. The 1-1 here, runner on second. After going up on the force out at first. Here comes a 2-1 count. Just missing the inside corner, 3-1. Nearly got a piece of Kubel there. So far for Spencer has still yet to walk one, trying to keep that streak going here. 3-1, grounded over to the first baseman. He's going to keep it in his glove. Take the out at 1. 2 outs now, runner on third for the 9-hole of Campbell. Back-to-back ground outs bring up the 9-hole. He singled in a shallow center field back in the third. Seven batters came up in the third, bringing home 3 for Concord. Waiting for a quick 4th inning. From the windup, once again with a runner on third. First pitch downstairs, ball 1. So far here in the fourth, 2 runners started off, 2 batters that is, as that's popped up right center field. That's going to drop in and bring home 1 Concord run. It's 11-5. 2-0 base knock from Campbell brings in Honeycutt.
That good or bad?
Bad. Runner on first, that's Campbell after the RBI single. Upstairs, ball 1. To the leadoff man of Harwood. Gonna step off the back of the rubber Spencer, trying to hold his runner Campbell over on first. Ooh. Back pick, trying to play the tag just late from Thiel. So far, only 1 stolen base against Spencer, and that was Towery. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Trying to find a way to get out of the inning. Pick-off move in the first. Carter's there, holds him on. As the count still remains. 2-1 here to the leadoff man of Harwood. He strike out in the first, and he Had a sack, bunt in the third. Push runners to second and third. From the stretch, runner goes, swing and a miss. Won't even throw it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still on base there from Campbell. Fouled straight back. Count remains 2-2. Swing and a miss. That's going to end the top half of the fourth. Concord will bring home 1. But James Spencer able to get another strikeout there. 2 strikeouts an inning. Goes to the bottom half of the fourth. 11-5 in favor of Mocksville.
Mocksville.
Coming back here, bottom of the fourth. Nick Nelson set to start things off. He's the second batter in the third inning. He flew out to the right center field for out number 1 of the third. Starts out here, ball, no strikes. Popped up right field side, that's going to get out of play. A ball and a strike. So far in the night, Nelson's 1 for 2 as an RBI single and a right back in the first. 1-1, just missing inside, 2 balls and a strike now. As a man on the mound still remains to be Fry. Fouled straight back, 2-2. So far, Fry's a walk, 2, hasn't struck out any. That's going to be pop foul once again, chasing towards the line. Going to go up on the hill. Count remains 2-2. The 2-2 catches the bottom half of the zone and sits home Nelson. Strikeout here is the second strikeout of the night offensively against Mocksville. One was against Jonas Johnson in the second. And so far 1 here in the fourth. That goes against the leadoff man of Nelson. Here comes Joseph Johnson. He's reached on a walk and a 2 RBI double on the right field back in the first. Starts out here with a strike. Fry up to 42 pitches so far here in his second inning of work. The 0-1 clips him up on his thigh. A one-out base runner will bring up Ryan Robertson. As for Robertson, he reached on catcher's interference in the first, ended up being caught stealing, and then walked in the third. Sits 0 for 0 here tonight. First pitch offering here, catches the outside corner, 0-1, and gets Ryan Robertson. As Concord's bullpen slowly starting to warm up here. First pitch I seen was a curveball that bounced away in front of home plate. As that's low and out. County evens ball and a strike here against Robinson, who walked back in his last at bat. 1-1 the count here now. Man on Dex Williams. Chop down the first base side, gonna step on the bag and have a tag play at second. Throws in time and tag is applied. Double play ends the inning. Top of the fifth we go, 11-5, Mocksville leads. Coming back here, top of the fifth, 76 degrees here in Mando. New man on the mound, that's going to be Tucker Hobbs.
Now pitching for Mocksville, Tucker Hobbs.
Tucker Hobbs will set to go up against Trey Watts. He tripled in his last at bat in the third inning, bringing home 2 runs. First pitch misses, ball 1. Fastball low and out, ball 2 from Hobbs. Spencer Coase, 6 strikeouts on the night. One of those was a third strike, resulting in a single. Line in the left field, chasing after it, caught by a ranging Robinson in left field. Makes the grab out number 1, and he's down hurt. What a grab there by Robinson in the left. That puts down Watts after the 2-0 count. Waiting here for Robinson to get back into left field after that amazing catch to start inning number 5. That's a bring up Chase Kuichi. An RBI ground out in the third, and then strikeout back in the first. Right on left matchup. First pitch offering from Hobbs, catches the outside corner, no balls and a strike. Mocksville with a 6-run lead here in the fifth. Bullpens warming up for both squads. As for Concord, they came back in during the last half inning, popped up in the infield. Johnson chasing after it, this being the shortstop of Johnson's. Dancing left and right, but makes the grabs Joseph. Out number 2.
Pitcher number 12, Mason Lockheed.
2 up, 2 down for Mason Lockram. Triple to center, single into center, back in the second and third innings. Coming in 2 for 2 here against Hobbs. Working from the stretch is Hobbs. First pitch, fly down the right field side, hits the netting 0-1. Nelson, Johnson, and Johnson, the middle infielders, and Carter at first. Robinson at left after making that spectacular grab. Williams in center and Owens over in right. Thiel behind the dish here, 0-1 to Lockram. Low and out, count evens, ball and a strike. Here in the top of the fifth, Mocksville holds a 11-5 lead. Not just missing the inside corners. Hobbs falls behind, 2-1. This is Hobbs' 5th pitching appearance so far of the season, most recently coming on June 2nd against the Post-8 Swines. Fouled off there, count remains 2-2. As for Hobbs, his ERA this season sits at a 12.92. After game 1, it was a 5.8. Has slowly climbed until June 1st, and then took a turn since. As it started to go right back down, catches the outside corner, sits him down looking, and that will end the top half of the fifth. No runs, no hits, no errors for a 1-2-3 inning. Will bring home the home half of the fifth. Mocksville leads it 11-5. Coming back here, home half of the 5th. Mocksville with a 6-run lead. Set to start things off is Ryan Williams. A 2 RBI double back in the 3rd. Up and out, ball 1. Trying to work quick here. Man on the mound misses upstairs. 2-0. Appears to be a new pitcher here. Nope. I stand corrected. It is still Jay Fry, who's closing in on 50 pitches here on his 3rd inning of work. Chono here to the leadoff man of the inning of Williams. Fouled straight back, goes off the face mask of Lockram. Appears to be doing okay. We'll wait and reset here. 2 balls and a strike against the 1-2 Williams, who's currently ahead in the count, 2-1. Launches that one downstairs. 3 balls and a strike. So far, not many free passes here. 2 hit by pitches and so far 3 walks. Make that 4. 3 walks, I stand corrected. And so far, all 3 walks going against Jay Fry. That leadoff walk will bring up Jonas Johnson, who had an RBI single into left in the 3rd inning, alongside striking out back in inning number 2. So Jonas coming in tonight, batting a 125. First pitch swinging, popped up high in the foul ground. That's going to come hit the top of the roof. No balls and a strike. As for Jonas, he's so far singled into left field. Has 2 groundouts to the left side and 1 behind second base and over to the right side. Watches that one downstairs. Ball and a strike. His best outing coming back on May 17th. That game 2 of the doubleheader had a single. Batted a 167 with a on-base percentage of .286. Watches that one go by. Ball and 2 strikes. Fry up to 55 pitches here as that's foul tipped, able to get a piece of it just barely. Keeps the count 1-2. "11 runs, 10 hits on an error from Mocksville." As our Concord, 5 runs on 5 hits. They have 3 errors as they're here in the 5th. Trying to find a stay alive here. 2 strikes for Johnson. Line to left field. Hard shot. Not able to grab it was Campbell. First to third was Williams. A big knock there from Johnson. Wow. His first extra base hit, if I stand correct. As I go to check here, but I believe I'm right. His second extra base hit that. No? Yes, his second extra base hit. His first since June 2nd. Had a double in that game as he went 1 for 3. But so far tonight has looked strong. Second and third for the leadoff man of Owens. Called a strike, 0-1. As for Owens, he's 3 for 3. Single to center, double to left center field, and a single into left. The infield is now playing in. Watts, Frey, Teeter, and Honeycutt. Trying to punch it through, swings over top of the curve hole. 0-2. Trying to avoid a strikeout here. Fry from the stretch. Chopped it right back up the middle. That's going to score 1. Comes in the hardwood a little. Bringing him home. That draws the throw home. 2 runs come across. It's 13-5 here in the 5th. 2 runs here to a 10-run roll. Not something you see Mocksville do a lot of this summer, but it happened in their last game, an 18-8 victory back on June 2nd against Post 8, who we'll see here tomorrow night. Downstairs, ball 1, trying to get the second win at home, and first time this season with back-to-back victories. Comes to the hands of Manny Morales. Popped up left center field, has a chance. Campbell coming after it, makes the jumping grab. Out number 1. Here comes David Thiel up to the dish. Float to left, grounded out to third, and grounded out to short, and it appears we might have a pitching change here. We'll take a quick break, and we'll get you the new man on the mound and all his information coming up right after the short break. Welcome back here, bottom of the 5th, 1 on, 1 out for the man at the dish. That is David Thiel. 0 for 3, trying to change that here. Man on the mound is of Paul Kubel, the DH, who was DHing for Brandon Hurd, who was the starting pitcher, now takes over for the pitching spot. Runner goes. Lined over the glove of the first baseman, just barely got a piece of it. We'll go first to third. If he made that grab, that would have been a double play guaranteed. First base knock of the night here for David Thiel. Here comes the chance for Braden Carter. Singled just over the head of the first baseman in the third. Ending the third as well after 10 batters comes up. Of a pinch runner, as that runner on first would be the winning run, if you will, or the mercy run rule, if you will. As Mocksville's 2 runs away, first and third, now 1 out for Carter. Carter tonight 1 for 3. Inside, ball 1. Man on deck, Nick Nelson has an RBI single in the first. And has been hitless since. Grounded to third. Has a play the second. Gets away from the second baseman. 1 run scores. Puts runners first and second with an out. Throw nearly gets away from Watts as well at third. That brings home another one. It's 14-5.
Third baseman number 22, Nick Nelson.
Needing 1 run here. Nick Nelson now at the dish. Mercy run rule standing on second. It's Bailey. Here with 1 out. First pitch offering. Catches the outside portion of the zone. Called a strike, 0-1. And it's Nelson who's 1 for 3. 13 runs on 14 hits for Mocksville. Needing 1 more base knock. Gets away. That's going to put runners second and third now for an out. 1 ball and a strike. 90 feet away. Mocksville has a chance for a mercy. Working from the windup now. The 1-1 trying to just poke it home through. Nearly gets away from Walker out in front. 2 balls and a strike. There is an empty base to put him on, as there's nobody standing on first. Carter on second. Bailey at third. Man on deck. That's going to be Joseph Johnson, who's done well so far tonight and has 2 RBIs to his name. Oh, except upstairs nearly gets away from Walker. 3 balls and a strike. As for Joseph Johnson, a 2 RBI double in the right field back in the first. That brought home the second and third runs of the game. Upstairs, ball 4. Bases are loaded. 1 out, nowhere to put them. Comes up to the dish for Joseph Johnson.
Shortstop number 12, Joseph
Johnson
Johnson.
has yet to get out here tonight. Appears to be another pinch runner here. Johnson's RBI double in the first has been walked in the third and hit by pitch in the fourth. Any combination of any of those works here. Sac fly to the outfield. Single anywhere. 1 run and Mocksville wins. First pitch downstairs, ball 1. Nine-run Mocksville lead. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Ball and a strike. Not trying to do too much here as it only takes 1. Here's the 1-1 downstairs. Two balls and a strike. No one better at the plate here than Joseph Johnson. Big hardy cut there. Falls down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Needing to find any way just to poke this in play and avoid a double play. Choking up on the bat, the 2-2. Downstairs, blocked up, nearly gets away from Lockham. We have ourselves a full count. Hard throwing Kubel. Nowhere to put him. Walk wins it. Strikeout will push us down to Robinson. Payoff pitch upstairs. Ball 4, and that should do it. Indeed so. Here comes Bailey to the plate. Megan Tree's going to touch home, and he does. Mocksville wins it thanks to a run rule. 15-5 through 5 innings. Second home win of the season for Mocksville, and back-to-back wins as well, taking them in back-to-back run rule wins, an 18-8 win over Post State, and here a 15-5 victory over Post 51. will be back against Post 8 tomorrow night here 7 o'clock at Mando Field. Once again, final score here tonight, 15-5 in favor of Mocksville.